Hi guys, Yvonne here. Today's video is the 7 Deadly Sins of Reading book tag. My friend Lisa came across this and she thought it'd be a really good idea for us to do it. So, first up is Greed. What is your most expensive and least expensive book? My least expensive book would be Cobbett by J.R. Ward. I got this for €1 in a bookshop up in Dublin. They have really good sales on books, so that was only €1. Now, my most expensive book, I have no idea because I rarely remember prices for books, but I'm going to take a guess and say it's World of Facts. Just for the size of it and because it's a hardback, I think it was maybe around €20–25. So it's basically what it says. It's just like a complete book of just facts and everything. I got this years ago. I don't even remember where I got it. But yeah, I'm just going to guess and say that was my most expensive book. So next is Wrath. What author do you have a love-hate relationship with? For this, I'm going to say Stephanie Meyer, author of Twilight and The Host. When I read Twilight, at the time I loved it, but having read other books since, I realised that it wasn't as great as I thought it was. It was kind of like, apart from Harry Potter, it was kind of like my first book to really get me into reading. So at the time I loved it, but now I realise that it wasn't. It's not great and the movies are awful. But apart from that, The Host, then on the opposite hand, I adored this book, and I am waiting for her to bring out the second book if she doesn't get off her ass and bring it out. The movie is coming out soon. I think it's coming out next week or that, and so I'm dying to see it. So if you haven't read The Host, read it. If you didn't like Twilight, it doesn't matter. This one is just, it makes up for them because it is just amazing. Next one then, Gluttony. What book have you deliciously devoured over and over with no shame whatsoever? Because I have so many books, I rarely get a chance to reread books. But when I was younger, when the Harry Potters first came out, I devoured them. And as you can see, my edition of The Goblet of Fire has seen better days. It's falling apart, it's torn, it's wrote on. So that one got a good few readings, but like me and my brother shared the book, so that's kind of why it's being held together by sellotape. But as well as that, then The Prisoner of Azkaban I read, I think, about 5 times. I don't know why this one. The other ones, I think, like the first two probably only read once. This one I read about 4 or 5 times. The rest I think I read maybe twice. And apart from Goblet of Fire, I read that a good few times as well. But I don't know what it was about Prisoner of Azkaban. I think that was my favourite one, and I read it loads. So that's that. Next, Sloth. What book have you neglected reading due to laziness? I don't know whether I'd say it's laziness. Well, it probably is laziness. But one that I have been meaning to get back to reading, and either I just haven't found the time, or like between college and review books, haven't found the time to get back to finish it, but it's City of Lost Souls by Cassandra Clare. Now, as you can see, I got a good bit into it. That's how much I've read, and that's how much I've left. So I have, I'm on page 352. So I did get a good bit into it, but I think I put it down. I think that was my problem. I put it down and I just never got back. I just never picked it back up again. So my friend Teresa is killing me because I haven't finished reading it yet, and she wants me to read it before I read Clockwork Princess, which I don't think will probably happen. I'll probably read Clockwork Princess before I finish this. It'll probably be this summer by the time I actually get back to this. So yeah, I love her. Like, it's not an against the book. I love the book, but it's one of those books where you have to kind of stay reading it. If you just put it down, I think I kind of got forgotten about or something. So I will get back to it eventually when I'm not so sure. So Pride, what book do you most talk about in order to sound like a very intellectual reader? I don't really talk about books outside of, like, my two friends, that Teresa and Lisa, that have the blog with me, and outside, like, the kind of Facebook community. I don't really talk about books to other people, so I don't really know what I can say for that. I suppose one that I could say would be Wuthering Heights. I read it in school, so I suppose if I wanted to sound intelligent, I could talk about Wuthering Heights, or I could talk about To Kill a Mockingbird or Of Mice and Men, but they're all just ones that I read in school, like for school. So yeah, other than them, I don't really talk about books to make myself sound intelligent. I think sometimes I think I fangirl so much over books that I sound less intelligent. I probably sound like a demented fangirl or something. But yeah, so I don't really talk about books to make myself sound more intelligent. Lust, then. What attributes do you find most attractive in male or female characters? I suppose in male characters, I kind of go for the bad boy, but who is secretly good. You know, he might seem like he has, how can I put this? Like, he'd be sarcastic. I love sarcastic people. I think they're just the funniest characters. So he'd be very sarcastic and standoffish, and he'd kind of like hide behind his wit, but deep down he's really sweet and caring. So I like them. I don't like guys with long hair. If they're too kind of like just above their shoulder, it's fine. I like shorter hair. I don't know why, but I have a kind of a thing for people with the Bieber haircut, even though, like, I don't like Justin Bieber. I'm not saying I like Justin Bieber, but I just kind of like that sort of a haircut. What else? Yeah, I love tattoos, but I hate sleeves. I like to, just one tattoo or one or two tattoos here and there. Cam from Wait For You by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I love him. And Damon as well from her books. Just basically any of her male characters I love. So Envy, then. What books would you most like to receive as a gift? If you have been on my Goodreads, you will see there's like hundreds of books that I want to get. But I suppose the ones that I'd love to get would be kind of any signed editions, say, of the Harry Potters. I'd love to get signed editions of the Harry Potters, or signed editions of Cassandra Clare's book, The Mortal Instruments and the Infernal Devices. I'd love to get signed editions of them. But yeah, basically any signed special editions I'd love. So that's my bookish tags, my 7 deadly sins. I've tagged a few blogs below. And feel free to do your own 7 Deadly Sins of Reading video as well, and leave links below and I can check them out. So until next time, happy reading.